Woodward Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Rating on that, so Google recognizes us and makes us look very special. But so proud of that. Now it's up on Apple, it's up on Android. We're ready to go, so download your app today.
What do you got against Android people? Why'd you make them wait a little longer?
Yeah, what's up, Adam?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just want you guys to know that your audio is up now.
Oh, it's up now?
We were having a little technical issue, but it's up now.
Okay, so they didn't hear anything I just said.
Not the first 20 seconds.
All right, well, good morning. My name is Stick. To my right is Corey.
What up, though?
To my left is Joey.
Top of the morning to you.
Adam over there, Fish over there. Our brand new app is out now and available for all Androids. So make sure you download it today. And yeah, thank you guys very much for waking up with us. Let's get into it today. Joey, are you almost ready? It's almost time for Joey's News. Let's do this.
News.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Good news is there is a game tonight for the Detroit Pistons taking on the Raptors. They are going to definitely be playing shorthanded, though, without Fred VanVleet, who's been killing it this season, averaging 20 points per game. No OG and Anunoby, no Pascal Siakam, and more. But they just barely meet the 8-player minimum. Those are some hard names to pronounce.
You want to tell them, Corey? OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam.
They were hard names to pronounce.
I was going to say, do you want to tell them or should I?
But they're barely meeting this 8-player minimum. And what's crazy to me is, okay, so these players can't play because of contact tracing when they were in contact with all of their teammates, but their teammates can play. How?
Hey, nothing about this COVID situation with the players makes sense to me. That's why I'm just kind of like, if y'all don't know what's going on, y'all don't need to be playing these games like that. If y'all can't figure it out.
Yeah, it's like, just don't play the game if it's that serious. But whatever. I'm happy there was a game today.
But whatever.
There was also another game yesterday. Number 4 Illinois versus number 2 Michigan.
Tried to tell
That's
y'all.
all I got to say.
Tried to tell y'all.
All I got to say.
Tried to tell y'all.
All I got to say. Wow. Illinois 76, Michigan 53, and Trent Frazier, the dude could not miss. 22 points. That guy with that clean lefty, so smooth.
Yeah, not a great game for Michigan. I believe Juan Howard called it a horror film. And that's exactly what it was. They easily could have lost that game by 40 points last night, but we'll get more into that coming up.
Yeah, Michigan was shooting under 34%. Illinois was shooting 46% from the field and from 3, so great performance by them. Now we go on to Juju versus a Lion. Did you guys see this video? Juju Smith-Schuster, the Steelers wide receiver, playing tug-of-war with a freaking lion.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
God, what was it? The Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Tiger King. That's how that chick lost her damn arm, Juju.
See, but this one at least was all caged in. But like, you see him die, and he ended up actually losing in this tug of war. Obviously, I mean, look at the lion's not even moving.
Hey man, Juju got to change that hair because I straight up thought, like, why did they pull a clip of DK Metcalf?
He does look like DK.
Yeah, they do.
But I didn't think Juju was that ripped though. Like,
yeah, and with the hair and everything. So yeah.
All right.
DJ Carton with a poster dunk as Marquette beat DePaul by 6. One of my favorite dunks from the day. Look at that, right in his face.
In the face.
Beautiful dunk by him.
Damn.
I love watching DePaul play ball, by the way, too. That's a fun team.
Speaking of that, in the face, you know what comes out Friday, right?
Is it this
Coming
Friday?
to America too.
Yeah, you're banned from watching until you see one.
I watched it.
When?
When?
I've watched the movie.
When?
A while ago.
What's it about?
the Prince dude and all that. Like,
Okay,
I
what's
know
the name? What's the name of the fake
Don't
McDonald's?
do this to me.
Yeah, the fake McDonald's. That's the easiest
It's the
question you
easiest
could ask
question.
about coming to America.
Honestly, I forget
Oh,
that.
come on.
I forget that.
That's almost
It
impossible.
starts with a
to-
Mick.
McDonald's.
and ends with an owls.
Wait, is McDowell's?
McDowell's.
McDowell's.
Yes.
Listen, I'm great.
They have the Big
I-
Mac. We got the Big,
Big
Mick.
Listen, I remember the in the face part.
Oh man, this is bad.
So the next thing of what is bad, this is honestly probably my favorite new sport that's become a thing out in Russia, where they combine basketball with rugby pretty much, and it's called rugball. Just look at this. It starts out by them hugging, and I'm like, what the heck
At
are
first
they doing?
it looks like a slow dance.
It does. And then they're obviously on a basketball court, and you see my man blocking, trying to get some space for him to go to the rim.
Nice pick. Nice pick. It's a
Why's he got the
little
little
bit of a
guys?
hold there. Nice drive up and in with the layup.
It's just, like, would you play this game?
Hell yeah, we did in high school.
No, rugball?
We didn't call it rug ball. We actually called it murder ball.
Oh, wow.
But it was literally full contact basketball. Anybody who went to my high school will tell you. Coach Dennis Butcher was our basketball coach back then, and he was also our PE coach. And we would play games like that. You know, it was an all boys school. You get physical, and that's what would wind up. It would wind up, and until someone got hurt, then murder ball got taken off the menu.
So this was actually something you did in school?
Yeah. Those guys look like professional wrestlers, though. Like, those guys had on the singlets and stuff. We weren't, we were in gym clothes and stuff.
Right.
But it
Yeah,
was full contact basketball.
I really don't think any man should be in a singlet unless he's doing dancing or wrestling.
Yeah. Or even
That's
then.
Even still
then.
pushing it.
Yeah,
Not a
I'm
good look.
okay. I'm okay with it. Have you guys ever worn a singlet?
No.
I wrestled in junior high. Like, it's the most awkward feeling. Like, you feel like you're walking out in front of people naked.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably like a Speedo feel, but a full
All
body
over.
piece.
Yeah, and it's, as when you're in junior high, it's not like you're a fully developed man, so you're out there and you're just like, everybody can see my junk.
I'm straight.
And there was always that one kid on the wrestling team that wore the cup. So you just have this like big bulge.
packing.
Yeah.
Then to end this with some local news, Michigan is finally lightening up their restrictions. Restaurants now can operate at 50% capacity. They can stay open until 11 p.m. because COVID does not start until 11 p.m., guys. Movie theaters and bowling alleys could increase their indoor capacity to 50%, up to 300 people. So there's definitely a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
I understand the restrictions regarding the number of people in the building. That just makes sense. The time restrictions just make absolutely no sense to me at all.
It's really just to keep people out the bars. That's why there's time constrictions. That's
Yeah,
it.
but you could
It
get
has
drunk
nothing
at
to do with
6,
anything but the
7,
bar.
8, 9. You could get drunk at any time of the day.
Yeah, but what time do nightclubs pop off?
Yeah, 10.
And,
I mean,
and
11,
what goes
12.
on at nightclubs compared to normal bars? A little bumping and grinding action. Everybody's on each other, so
You never get a little afternoon bump and grind
No,
session in?
I mean, when we used to host the Undie Run, I would get hammered at like 10 a.m., and then it would turn into some bump and grind action at the Fillmore. What's up, Fish?
Starts March 5th.
March 5th? Okay, so the lift starts
Friday.
March 5th, Friday.
Yeah.
Nice. Texas is going all in. Texas doesn't give a shit
No
right
masks
now.
or anything
No,
even.
they just opened.
Hey, all power to them. We'll see how that results for them, and maybe we can follow soon after. But one thing that I want you to follow is Northwestern Tech, because this school, it's the HVAC school that works, and it's only a 10.5-month program. You always hear me talking about them. 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program, and this is an industry that is for real pandemic proof, because we all need heating, we all need cooling. So check out northwesterntech.edu and learn more about this career option for yourself.
Yeah, Northwestern Tech, great people over there too, and we appreciate them for being a part of the Woodward Sports Network, and we appreciate you guys. And like I said, the big announcement this morning, our app is up and available for Androids. We've had lots of people asking about Android. Why hasn't it been up? Why Apple went first? It was only a couple weeks behind, but little different coding, little different this, little different that, but we are officially up, so you can download it right now in your Google Play store. The big story from last night, I mean, we all kind of, I think, took for granted what it was going to be yesterday. I mean, Adam said it was kind of a no big deal game because if Michigan lose, they've already cemented their #1 seed. Joey, you were confident that Michigan was going to win by at least 15.
Yeah. I was almost right, just the wrong jersey.
Yeah, definitely the wrong jersey. What the hell happened to Michigan last night?
They seem like they just got ahead of themselves, where they were like, all this talk of being the number 1 seed got to them, because the way that they came out there performing, shooting 34% from the field, 28% from 3. Like there was a point in the game where I think they went like 5 or 6 minutes without even getting a single point on the scoreboard.
Oh, I mean, they only got 22 in the entire first half, which was, I believe, their season low. I mean, a ton of season worse in that game yesterday. And when we talk about this, Corey, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. If they lost, it was like, okay, they lost, if it was a close game. But that type of blowout, what does that do to a team going into the NCAA tournament and even the Big Ten tournament?
Skip that. I'm wondering, what does it feel like to get curb stomped right before the rivalry games?
Right.
I said it. Did they have a chance to win? Of course. They've been kicking everybody's butt all season. But I also looked at it as a trap game. I just saw it as, with those back-to-back games against Michigan State coming up, I just had a feeling that they were going to overlook. There's a possibility they could overlook Illinois. Even though they know that they're a good team, had a feeling that they could just kind of be looking forward too much to those 2 games. And it showed they got beat on pretty much every metric across the board. Points off turnover, second chance points, bench points, but the real big discrepancy was the points in the paint. Illinois to Michigan, 38-24.
Yeah, and that 38, the worst they have let up all season long. So, Joey, your matchup between Cockburn and Dickinson,
Ooh,
the
we
burn.
know who won
We
that.
felt the burn.
I felt the burn. I'm still feeling the burn. I mean, Dickinson had I think 6 points in the game, and just the overall performance, it did not even seem like Michigan basketball. And you look at how Michigan State beat them last week by 9 points. And Illinois was all the talk about being a possible number 1 seed. And then after that, they were like, well, maybe they're not so deserving of this after all.
No, they
deserve
locked
it.
that in.
They locked it in.
Yeah.
And they just shot bad too as well. Michigan shot 34% for the game, 28% from beyond the arc. And then you got Illinois. They're shooting 46% from beyond the arc and basically 47% from the game. You're not gonna beat that playing like
That's
that.
literally 1 of every 2 shots
Yeah.
that they're making.
Yeah.
So it's
crazy.
You're not gonna beat anybody coming out when they're shooting like that and you're playing that poorly.
Yeah, Michigan was 15 of 42 from 2-pointers, shooting 35.7%. Once again, season low. Second chance points they allowed 22, season low. Worse points allowed 76, season worse. It's just that was a recipe for disaster. And you wonder, can Michigan bounce back, or is this a good loss? I guess is a good question to ask. Is this a good loss for Michigan?
I think it's good that they got smacked in the mouth because everybody was on their coattails, riding them like, hey, they're the best team in the country. Now they've been brought back down to earth a little bit, and I think they're going to go in there and today and see what they messed up from. Here's a quote from Juwan Howard: "This is a game you can learn from, and we will learn from a loss like this. And the type of performance we gave tonight was not acceptable at all. We're going to come in tomorrow, watch film, and see what areas we can improve on." So we've seen what happened after they lost to Minnesota. They came back and they went on a tear. I think this is going to be that same thing where they learn from this loss, and they don't take Michigan State lightly over these next 2 games. They're not going to take the Big Ten tournament lightly. I think they know now that the pressure is on, and they're going to have to come out there and perform every night because nobody's going to lie down to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost looked like last night they just felt like they could roll the ball out on the court and beat anybody. Like, sometimes when you're on that type of roll, you get cocky, you get arrogant, and the coach may be telling you things, but it doesn't really matter because it's not showing up on the court, And last night, it was a perfect storm. Like we said, they got 2 games coming up with Michigan State, their big in-state rival. And we discussed that yesterday. Was 1 win against Illinois worth 2 wins against Michigan State, or which way would you rather have it? Well, now it's out there. They lost to Illinois, so they got to get these 2 wins against Michigan State, because if they go even 1-1 against State now, and that's the end of their season, going one of 3 into the Big Ten tournament, That's not the momentum you want going into the tournament. Now, if I'm Michigan State, I'm feeling good about myself. But Michigan, they need to look in the mirror today and do some soul searching.
Michigan State has to feel really good going into these next 2 games because outside of that loss they took the other day, they came back and regrouped, and Izzo has those guys tournament ready. He says, even Tom Izzo said that he believes that his Spartans are an NCAA tournament team. They're going to have that chance to prove it over these next 2 games and the tournament. And I believe that they're going to show up. As much as I talk trash about Tom Izzo being overrated, you have to really respect the job that he does each time it comes near the tournament. The Spartans it's like a light switch. They're always ready to play. They're always primed for competition. So, Juwan Howard, you're going to have your work cut out for you for these next 2 games because Izzo's not taking those boys to Chrysler, and when Wolverines go there's not going to be any easy walks. They're going to have some dog fights.
What I didn't like was at the end of the game, like not even the last few minutes, probably like halfway through the second half, Michigan did not even play like they were behind. They played like they were just the number 2 team in the country, and they showed no just passion for the game because they were just letting them walk all over them, and they didn't even put any effort. And that's the kind of thing that I look at, and I'm like, this is not a good look for this team.
Yeah, that's why Juwan Howard called it a horror story last night, because that's exactly what it was. I think Michigan will bounce back. I think they have the talent, but basketball is such a streaky sport, and you're either in rhythm or you're out of rhythm. And last night's game, they didn't find a rhythm at all during it. And my concern is if they're going to play Tom Izzo in Michigan State Thursday and Sunday, Tom Izzo, on the second day of the tournament, is like one of the best winningest coaches of all time. Day to day, when he can adjust for that second game, he's almost unbeatable. So it's really not this first game that I'm worried about tomorrow for Michigan. It's the Sunday game where Izzo can make his adjustments and make his corrections. That's the game I'd look out for if I was Michigan.
It's not. I can sound like a broken record. It's not going to be easy, but I think that Michigan is going to go out there. They're going to go handle business in both of those games. I believe the first one is going to be probably I don't want to say the blowout, but I'm going to say probably a larger, discrepancy in the score, maybe somewhere between 8 to 10 points. And then that second game, when Izzo is able to game plan, I can see that one either being a close game, a close Michigan win, or the Spartans go ahead and eke out a W there.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man.
They even did that without their best player too, that AO dude.
Yeah, and that's another thing that Michigan should not be very proud of. Like, Illinois was not even at full strength last night, so there's a lot of things that they can adjust with. But we expect Juwan Howard to be a good coach, to sit his team down, go over the game film. I would make them watch that game film like 7 times just to get it through to them. Like, this is not how we play basketball.
Have that score all over the locker room and everything, too.
And this is actually going to be interesting to see how Juwan Howard responds to this, because he hasn't faced a ton of adversity early on in his coaching career. So how is he going to respond to the team? It's going to be important to watch that.
He's going to have to respond with his best performance as a coach ever, because just judging by some of the quotes that Tom Izzo said yesterday, he knows what he's going up against coming against Michigan. Here's what he said yesterday after knowing they lost. He said, I know I heard Michigan lost, but they're still the best team in this league. Everybody knows that we've got our work cut out for us. And then talking about being able to play them back-to-back, what a cool opportunity this is. How do you beat it? You get a chance to play against, I could argue, the best team in the country. You play them twice. They're your rival, but you're doing it under circumstances that have probably been tough for them, but I think everybody would agree we've had the toughest 2 weeks of anybody, and we're still hanging on there. Izzo right there is letting me know that, hey, we know that Michigan is the leading the food chain. They're at the top of the food chain, but we don't care. We're coming in there, and we're battle tested, and we're primed and ready to go. So buckle up.
Would you rather be Michigan right now or Michigan State in the position that you're in? Because I feel like State, it's always easier to be the underdog and pump yourself up. When you're the guy that's favored and always ready to win, you're fending off people constantly. State got an opportunity to sneak up on everybody right now.
Absolutely, I would like to be Michigan State right now. Now, take this. Let me add some context in this. I would not like to be like them as far as the situation they've had with the season. I think they had higher aspirations for how their season would go. Despite that, with the way their season played out, they already got to a point where they didn't think they were going and probably didn't think they were going to make the tournament. So now they get to play the spoiler. They get to come in here with no pressure on them at all, just go and play with their heads on fire. And now we're the hunters normally, who are the Spartans, they're becoming they used to be the hunted, now they're becoming the hunters, and Michigan is the hunted. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, it is fun to watch these two kind of switch roles, because Michigan has always kind of been the underrated basketball program. And, it's like, all right, Michigan's in the tournament, and then they'll sneak up, get into a Final Four with, like, Trey Burke and stuff like that. But Michigan State has always been the standard. And now that Michigan State, I feel like they can actually breathe a little bit and be like, all right, there's no pressure. Let's just go out and be absolute dogs when we face Michigan and see what happens.
I mean, the reason why is because, I mean, you say who would you rather be? I still would rather be Michigan all day. One game does not define your season. It was an embarrassment of a game. But you look at Michigan State, I mean, yes, they are the underdog, because just a couple of days ago we were talking about how Michigan State might not even make the tournament this year. So going in with that momentum definitely is something that's in their favor. But listen, it's the end of the season. Michigan's still one of the best teams. They're still 18-2 on the season, playing some of the best teams in the Big Ten. So I could care less about that. It's just one game.
Oh, so you just put it behind you and you're good with it?
You have to. I mean, that's that star mentality that these players got to have.
The only reason I disagree with that is because they do not want to go into this Big Ten tournament with a loss, with more losses than they already have right now. Losing to Illinois was bad. Getting stomped by Illinois was even worse. They lose any one of these games against Michigan State, I just think it sets a bad tone for them. They need to go ahead and regroup and blow these guys out. But if they want to if they just want to go into this Big Ten tournament and NCAA tournament with the proper morale.
I think you guys are being way too overdramatic about Michigan right now.
Really?
They played the number 4 team in the country. I told you yesterday that I would take Illinois with the points for a reason. It was, I don't want to say a meaningless game, but about as close to it as it can get for Michigan. The real big
Is
game,
it meaningless now that they got their ass beat?
No, hindsight 2020. Like, Michigan was a good team before the game, and they're still a good team after the game. They're one of the best teams in the country for a reason. They play in the hardest conference. Losing to the number 4 team in the country, that's like me dogging West Virginia yesterday for losing to Baylor.
No. That's an overtime game, man. Like, this is a pure, they were down by 30 with like 8 minutes left.
Michigan has beaten Iowa. They've beaten Ohio State. They've proven they can play with big teams. So it's not worth the overreaction. Now, if Michigan does lose both games, what's going on?
Even if they lose one now.
No, they get a pass to lose one game.
You just gave them a pass for Illinois, so you're going to give them another pass against Michigan?
For Illinois. I'm just saying you guys are being overdramatic.
I agree. Game. They're definitely being overdramatic, but you can't deny the facts of this. Just last week, Michigan State beat Illinois by 9 points.
Is Michigan going to shoot 27% for the rest of the season, including the tournament from beyond the arc? No.
Who knows? You don't know. We just saw that they're
unlikely.
capable of doing it. And, like, I know yesterday you guys thought I was being overdramatic too, and I'm like, you better watch out for this game. This game, you guys, it's going to be a blowout. Okay, it's going to be close. But I was trying to tell you, like, if you don't take every single game seriously, this is what can happen to you, especially in the Big Ten. Like you said, the toughest conference in America. If you don't turn it on every single game, you can get blown out by 30 by a team that's only 2 places behind you. Like, we were acting like number 4 in the country was just like, Michigan's 2. They'll be fine. It's like, no, that's a number 4 team in the country. So I can see how you think I'm overreacting, but if they would have taken this more serious, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So I just want that's my point.
Is it that they didn't take the number 4 team serious, or is it that they showed up, they got their ass handed to them, they had a horrible 7-minute stretch in the first half where they just couldn't make a bucket? If I remember correctly, they went about 3.5 minutes without scoring a point once they reached 10 points. I mean, it was a bad game for them. I don't see how a Juwan Howard coach team overlooks the number 4 team in the country. Like that for me is the
when you got
dramatic
your
end.
in-state rival coming up the next 2 games, when you're feeling like you're unbeatable, when you're feeling like you're invincible. And like I said, Michigan looked like last night like the team that you could just roll the ball out on the court, and because they showed up with Livers and Wagner and Dickinson, that they were just going to wipe the floor with no matter who you put in front of them. And they've been on that run to where I understand why they feel that way, but it's always important not to get get the old saying is in front of your skis. Like, you don't want to lean over and lose your balance, and that's what they were doing. Just a little too much confidence, and next thing you know, you're getting smacked by 30 by the number 4 team in the country.
Truthfully, it's just a good thing. It's a good thing that happened. Not a good thing that it happened that badly to them, but they needed that. They all they know is winning. They lost one game up until this point, and now this is a big conference game that they lost. And now that they know what they got to do moving forward. So now Juwan Howard is going to show that leadership, breaking down this tape, and show, hey, listen, we aren't as invincible as we think we are.
Right.
Unless we really start playing hard. And look at this play. Look how you messed up on this, Isaiah. Look at this play. How'd you get overpowered over here, Dickinson, and breaking down play by play?
But that's the thing. If they learn from it and they turn this into a positive loss, it's great, because you don't want to be like undefeated. Like, I wouldn't want to be Gonzaga right now.
Yeah, that's scary.
But they've also put themselves in a position where if they drop one to Michigan State, now the doubters start coming in. Now it's like, oh my God, we've lost 2 of our past 3 going into the Big Ten tournament, where we've already discussed this. The toughest conference in the nation. So it's not going to be an easy tournament to win. And if you're on kind of a down streak going into it, you're setting yourself up for almost failure, because your ego got here because you thought you were just whooping everybody's ass. I don't know. I may be overreacting. That's fair. You can think that. But if there's not urgency in that locker room, every single game, especially in the Big Ten, this is what happens.
I think that's what it boils down to, is urgency. When you're closing the season, you don't want to have a string of losses. So, granted, Illinois is a great team. They're the number 4 team, so it's no shame in losing to them. Getting beat by how they beat by them, I don't even want to say it's shame in that, but it's something to at least keep your eye on as they play these next couple of games. I think that will be the real tell of what they're going to be looking like moving forward. They should win both of these next 2 games. I don't think it's the end of the world if they split them, but at the same time, you're just going to be looking at like, okay, you lost to Illinois, you split with Michigan State. You're just going to be keeping a closer eye on the chinks in the armor. That's all it really is. So. No, yeah. They're a good team. I still think they're one of the best. I think they're still the best team in the country, just based off of the strength of schedule that they had to play. So let's just see how they play over the next couple of games, and then we'll know what it really is moving into the Big Ten tournament.
Stick alludes to this a lot. When you're getting close to playoff time, bracket time, whatever sport you're in, you want to be hot, right? This loss. It was a big smack in the face. Like, for me, that's complete ammunition for Juwan Howard and the team. So, again, the overreaction, I think, is just the doubting the team, or the whole sense of urgency. They've had a sense of urgency for the first 19 games of the season. They were 18-1. They lost to the number 4 team. Granted, they got smacked in the face, but I'd rather get smacked in the face now if I'm the Michigan coach than get smacked in the tournament in the Sweet 16 or even the first or second round. So,
but you're capable of it. They show that they are capable.
Every team
is
capable
smacked.
of it. There's never been a team in the last 30 years to go undefeated the whole season. I mean, every team is capable of losing.
So here's the way I look at it. If they blew Illinois out by what Illinois did to us, we'd be having a completely different conversation today, right?
I think the conversation would be, Michigan is damn good. They're deserving of the number one overall seed. They are the best team in the country. But, again, it's not an overreaction, because we were having that conversation already. The overreaction, in my opinion, is where was the sense of urgency? Are they going to fall on their feet over these next 2-3 games? So that for me is a bit too much. I think Michigan has earned the right to have a bad night, scrap it up, and I think you can judge them tomorrow night when they play Michigan State.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to judge them on that now. But my whole point is, if they would have taken care of business last night, we would be having an entirely different conversation today. So because they went out and laid this egg, they opened the door for not only new pressure to be put on them, because like I said, now they got to sweep Michigan State. Otherwise, it's very bad going into the Big Ten tournament. They changed the narrative last night by how they got beat. If it was like a Baylor game from last night and they went into overtime and it was a great back and forth and, okay, great. They lost to the number 4 team in the country. It was competitive. They found their streak. But only putting up 22 points in the first half and allowing all these season worsts at the very end of the season, to me, I get it. You think I'm overreacting because they've only lost one game the entire season. Now they've lost 2. But come tournament time, it's one and done. So if you don't show up, it doesn't matter if you had the greatest regular season ever in the history of the NCAA.
So here's my question for you then. Michigan walks into Michigan State. Well, they're home to Michigan State tomorrow.
Yep.
They win. They finish the season with a loss in East Lansing. And then they walk into the Big Ten tournament, and they run the table. They win the Big Ten championship. Everybody's happy. There's still so much in their hands ahead of them that's why I'm not worried. They have so many games ahead of them if they perform the way they have been. Now, if they show up tomorrow night and they shoot 25% from the field, and then they got to go to East Lansing coming off 2 straight losses, we can have that conversation like, what the hell is happening with Michigan? This is a problem. We've seen it back-to-back games now.
See, you guys always want to have these conversations retroactively.
No.
Like, after things have happened. Like, yesterday, I was trying to tell y'all to focus on this game. And it was, no. And then today, it's like, oh, well, yeah, well, now that it happened, we can talk about how yesterday should have been taken more seriously. It's like, no.
No, you're telling Corey and Joey that. You were telling me that shit.
I was telling everybody that, like, this is a game that Michigan has to pay attention to. And so, retroactively, of course, in hindsight, they should have paid more attention. That's what I'm trying to get.
I agree.
That's my point now.
You gotta
pay
make
the
your
fuck
point.
attention right now, so we don't have to have this conversation on Friday.
You got to make your point much better than you did yesterday, because if you did, that way Fish wouldn't have put a fucking bet on Illinois to cover, or
plus 15,
Michigan to cover plus 15, and this guy Joey to have Michigan covering. Like, come on, guys.
Listen,
come on.
It was one game. I'll take that bet a million other times. It doesn't matter. It's one game. They're going to move forward. Now you're going to see how they bounce back. And that's it. It's the best team in the country, hands down.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out, and that's what the tournaments are designed for. Obviously, Michigan is going to have a high seed in the NCAA tournament, and you got a chance to win $500,000 if you get a perfect bracket. We're doing our perfect bracket payoff with Hall Financial, and the way this works is once Selection Sunday has been announced and we got all the teams, you go to woodwardsports.com. You can fill out your bracket. If you get a perfect bracket, you get $500,000 put towards your mortgage from Hall Financial. And if nobody gets a perfect bracket, we still got great prizes for first, second, and third PS5s, flat screen TVs. And then my favorite prize, last place, if you're dead last out of all 100,000 entries or however many we get, you get a toilet. So
I'm bringing my toilet bowl trophy tomorrow. I know I said this yesterday, but I'm going to just leave my toilet bowl trophy right here from Gus Smacker that I so proudly won. Because honestly, it's not that bad of a prize.
No, free toilets are awesome.
Brand new toilet?
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes spoke to the media yesterday while we were on the air, and some great quotes came out of that, and we're going to talk about that next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Grow Green's dank deals roll on with deep discounts on the grow gear you need. Insane deals like 128 site Easy Cloners for $275, Purpinator gallons for $50, and bags of Ocean Forest or Cultivation Nation 70/30 for just $8. Score your dank deal at growgreenmi.com.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac. Welcome back to Woodward Sports, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. We got Corey in here, Joey, Adam, and of course Fish, and Alex behind Adam training on the board. So everybody who's wondering who's just sitting behind Adam this morning, his name is Alex, and we hope to welcome him as a part of Morning Show soon.
Soon enough.
So new coach in town. Dan Campbell has been setting trends with his quotes. Every time this guy speaks, it's almost like a sound clip comes out. It's amazing. We love Dan Campbell and everything that he's done for the Lions so far. I like the energy he's brought. But yesterday, him and Brad Holmes had a press conference, and some of the audio clips that came out of this were awesome. I think first and foremost, the true alpha comment is what everybody was kind of talking about yesterday on social media. And
that was... Man, Dan is gonna be he's gonna be, there has to be like you know how they have those calendars of like quotes,
yeah,
like, you know,
quote of the day.
Quote of the day. I think by time his first contract is done, because I think he's gonna be here for a minute. By the time that contract is done, you're gonna be able to make a calendar full of daily Dan Campbell quotes.
And I'm down for it. I mean, it started with the kneecaps, and now it's going to his quote about true alphas. And really, the overall quote was, true alphas know when to concede. And I think the word concede threw a bunch of people off because all day yesterday on Twitter, I saw people dogging Dan Campbell for saying this. And to me, it's such a simple concept, really. And it's true.
People dog that?
Yeah. People were saying true alphas never concede and stuff like that. Like this guy doesn't really understand what a true alpha is.
That's overlooking the quote. That is definitely overlooking the quote.
I mean, I hate to really say this, but most of America has a 7th grade reading level, so it's not shocking that people couldn't comprehend what was actually being said there.
Yeah, and really, all he was saying is, and here's a simpler, cleaner version that's not as weird sounding, is great leaders know how to follow.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally all he was saying. But obviously, the world went nuts with it and was saying, alphas don't concede. But I love that quote from Dan Campbell. I really love that quote. Because you could be the biggest alpha in the room, and one of the smartest things to do is know when your strengths aren't needed and somebody else's strengths can take you further. To me, that proves you're a bigger alpha because you're not only aware of your surroundings, you're self-aware too.
Here's my thing about it. Lions fans, people who follow the team, media, whatever you want to say, there was always this big cry about Matt Patricia having to be the smartest guy in the room, and same thing with Bob Quinn. Now the Lions have created a culture. They've got front office management. They've got the coaches where everybody feels like this is a collaborative process. Dan Campbell has hired a staff full of former NFL players and former coaches that are all excellent minds. Why in the hell would he hire those people if he was not, he didn't trust their intellect and their knowledge? So, I mean, for you guys to have a collaborative process and I know when to back away and, take somebody else's suggestion as opposed to my own, that is exactly what you want from your coach.
What I love about this is it's just become obvious at this point that ego and pride will not come into play when it comes time to make any decisions for this team. And that's what I love so much about this because obviously those are two things that we have definitely had issues with in the past couple of years here in Detroit.
Yeah, and you love that out of your leader. And, it goes back to Sheila Ford sitting in on meetings. It goes back to her being a part, bringing Chris Spielman in without really an actual football title. Just like, hey, this guy knows what the hell he's talking about. Listen to his input because he's smart enough to know what we want to accomplish here. And we haven't had that in the past where it's just a straight-up football guy telling us how to make straight-up football moves. And I love that so far about the Sheila Ford Hamp regime, I guess we want to call it.
Lions fans confuse me. I'm just going to say it. Lions fans really confuse me because it's like everything that Lions fans have complained about with the organization and the staff, they've actually done the damn work to go out and address it. They've removed ego from this team to make it a collaborative process. Everything that Sheila Ford said was going to turn around, at least from the offseason standpoint. We don't know what the on-the-field product is going to look like. That's several months away. But at least from when she stepped in and fired Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia, she's done everything she said she was going to do. Everything. Lions fans complained about not having a owner that was involved. The owner's involved. Lions fans complained about not enough football minds making decisions. That has all changed. What more do you want at this point?
I mean, listen, until the team starts winning, though, the Lions fans are always going to have something to complain about.
Yeah,
no matter what, you can't blame them.
I mean, you can't blame them, but at the same time, you have to. If you see the changes that you're complaining about being made, you don't necessarily have to give them a cookie for making those changes. Some of the stuff they've done is just, honestly, just common sense. We've seen some of the stuff. But at the same time, if they're actively doing the work, don't keep complaining along the way. It just makes no sense. If they're still doing, if they do something, now if they'd go ahead and do something stupid, like, I don't know, take another tight end in the draft at 7 this year, they're like, hey,
if they get Kyle Pitts, that's not stupid. That's the best fucking player in the draft.
I mean, okay.
But to answer your point,
what are we doing here?
It's PTSD. That's all. That's why people react the way they do.
No, but
Corey.
I think to Joey's point is you got to prove it. How many coaches have come in here with coach talk? All of them, right? How many coaches come in here and give us a little burst of energy? All of them. I mean, even the last guy, even Patricia. I wasn't geeked about having Patricia here, but a lot of people were like, oh, my God, we're finally on the right track. We got the Patriot way going. This is where we got to be. You know, like, we got Bob Quinn here. Now we got Matt Patricia. We're bringing in Patriots. And that didn't work. So, I get Lions fans' reservations to buy in, and that's what I get called out for all the time is for drinking the Kool-Aid. You know, like, and that's part of what the Lions do to me. By the end of every year, I'm like, God, why the hell did I waste my year on this? And then by every offseason, I'm like, Lions got a chance.
Hey,
Lions got a chance.
Hey, I will say this, and I will die on this mountain. My friends will tell you, they'll put up the screenshots. The Matt Patricia Kool-Aid, the Bob Quinn Kool-Aid, never drank it because I saw the writing on the wall from day one with Matt Patricia. I don't want to go into the whole Jim Caldwell thing, but I said, hey, if you want to fire Jim Caldwell, sure, go ahead. Replace him if you feel you got somebody better. I just don't think that Matt Patricia's the replacement, and that's not hindsight 2020. I looked at everything from Matt Patricia from the time that he got hired that he is not the guy to come here. So I think I think this is just right now. This time is a little bit different, so I would just judge it as much. But again, winning cures all, and they're gonna have to go out there and prove it. I just think that sometimes the PTSD from Lions fans, it can get overbearing from them actually looking at what moves are being made.
Yeah, to me, the easiest thing in the world to be is a jaded Lions fan. And, like Adam's boy Justin Spiro always comes at me, and he's one of the most negative Lions fans I've ever met in my life. And it's... To me, that's the easiest thing you can be because history obviously has led you to that decision. But keeping the faith and keeping positivity and understanding it's a growing process and having different opinions on wanting the Lions to win, that's the hardest thing to do. And that's why yesterday when we were talking about the best fans in the league, and the Lions should never be near the bottom because after all of our hardship, everything that we've always been through, we're still here, man. We're still standing.
I don't think it's cynical or there's no faith. It's just...
It's easy.
No, it's not easy. It's frustrating, actually. It's so frustrating as a Lions fan that you put in all the faith for 20, 30 years, and all you've gotten is shit. So... It's not even at this point being cynical or, I'm just going to keep being hard on the team. No, of course, we all want to believe in the team. But you have to prove it at this point. You have 50 years of track record that's been nothing but shit.
Here's my thing.
You really have to prove it before you get the benefit of the doubt.
Here's my thing, though. I will say this. We all know the Lions have been historically bad. So let's just say this offseason, all the moves they've done, all the good fortune they made, let's just say they go out there and the next couple of years it doesn't work. I will still have come away feeling good about this because this still looked like a competent attempt to overbuild, to rebuild or retool. It didn't look like that the previous decade.
No.
So that even then, if it didn't work, I'll come away from it like, what? They gave it an honest effort. Everything looked like it had a chance to plan out, but it didn't. Previous regimes, not the same feeling.
Well, with the 6-year commitment to the coach, too, I think it buys us some time to actually sit back and observe for a little bit. It's not like, okay, we signed this guy for 3 years. If he doesn't get it going by the second year, this thing's a failure. Whatever, we got to get a whole new regime in here. We got to get a whole new OC. We got to get a new GM. Like, this changing over so fast is what really kills you in the end. Sometimes you need that long-term plan to lead you there. Adam, do you have that quote from Dan Campbell? Okay, do we have the Holmes quote on wide receivers? Okay. All right. Well,
I can pull up I have the Holmes. I can read what he said about. We want to talk about Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, Kenny Galladay.
All right. So here's what Brad Holmes said about Kenny Galladay on the decision he's mulling with Kenny Galladay. First off, I gotta say this: Brad Holmes always says "good question" or "great question" to everything.
Made you feel good when he got that one.
He's media trained.
He's media trained. But here's what he said: obviously, I don't think there's any debate that Kenny has shown the ability to be a #1 receiver in this league. With that skill set, with the skill set that everybody knows that he has, we all know that he has. And being where we're at from a roster standpoint, there's also no debate that Kenny has been at the forefront of our minds of making sure that we make the best possible decision, not only for the Lions, but for Kenny. I wish I had a more direct answer to tell you exactly what we're going to do, but out of respect for the process, I'll keep that in-house.
Yeah. Really what it says to me is they're going to franchise tag Kenny Golladay.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to break it down.
I'm a little excited about that deep down inside. Just a little scared too at the same time because I don't know what his health condition looks like.
Yeah, it's either him or Romeo Okwara. Those are the two that we either need to put the franchise tag on one or the other. But, like we've talked about in the past couple days, that the offense isn't too far off, especially if you have that marquee wide receiver. So why not retain him? And I loved Dan Campbell's quotes on it, too. He's like, listen, I'd like to be franchised right now with how much money those wide receivers are making. So...
The thing about it, though, is like I really want Goff to have a fair opportunity in this first season because I don't want to hold on to this for too long. It's like let's make a decision with him quickly, and if we like what we see, let's keep him. With at least having a franchise tag on Golladay, we know that we're giving him that one solid weapon.
Right.
He's already got TJ. That's another solid weapon. He's got DeAndre Swift, another one. So it's like I want to at least give him a little bit of support to where he can't just blame that because we've definitely heard that a lot.
Corey, was there anything else you took out of the press conference yesterday that really stood out to you? Because obviously the true alpha stood out to me. The comments on the wide receiver and what they're going to do with franchise tagging stood out to me. What else stood out to you?
I'm going to be honest. Dan talked in a lot of circles, but he really did. But every quote, I can read several different quotes, but everything really came, what I really took away from it was everything is going to be a collaborative process between him and his coaches. He already said that he wants Deuce Staley to have a big role as far as how the team moves forward. He doesn't want him to be just a token assistant coach. He wants him to be very involved in every facet of the process so that if anything were to ever happen, that Deuce could step in and, run the team. He also said that while he hopes to have Deuce for a good while, he doesn't think he's going to have him that long because he believes that Staley's going to end up leaving and becoming a head coach somewhere else sooner than later.
Unless he gets Eric Bieniemy, and then he's ours forever. We'll take that.
And then he kind of said, he didn't say Eric Bieniemy, but he kind of said like, hey, I'd rather him leave later than sooner, but I feel it's going to be the other way around. So I just like the fact that the energy I got from him is that he's going to really lean and trust on his assistants, at least this first year around.
Well, and that's the one thing that we were worried about when they hired a Dan Campbell is, oh, God, first-year head coach. He doesn't have a ton of experience, but the people he's brought in, like the Deuce Staley, the Anthony Lynn's, former head coaches in the league, people who are taking positions, like lateral positions. A linebacker coach from Chicago leaves Roquan Smith to come here. Like, those are all big money moves in my eyes, and you insulate yourself with the people who can cover up your weakness. And once again, it goes back to the original quote, alphas know when to concede. He knows I'm not the best play caller in the league. I better find me an Anthony Lynn.
There is one thing that I did take away, and it just kind of jogged my brain. I liked what he said regarding free agency and possibly grabbing old players that he's familiar with. He said obviously the Lions are not about to grab every player from the Saints and bring them over here, but he said that he's come from there, Deuce has come from the Eagles, DeLeon, I want to think that's his name, he's come from the Bears, Glenn has come from the Saints. So he said that they're not going to necessarily go grab all of their former players because of what they know they can do. They're going to pick some of their players because they know their downside. And I thought that was pretty interesting. They know that their weaknesses are, so they can bring them in to be certain, to fill certain holes based on what their strengths are.
And that goes back to his original press conference. They're going to start coaching to the players they have, not trying to shove players into a system. And we're actually reverse engineering everything we've always done as Lions. And I love
believe
that.
it when I see it.
Okay, well, we're going to see it, in August. We got a long wait, but damn, I can't wait for Lions football. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, Adam's got his bets of the day, and dude's been killing it on the single bets lately. So we'll get into his bets next on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on Woodward Sports, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. We got Corey in here, Joey, Adam, Fish, Art, and Alex. Lots of A's in the building today. And it's 8:50, so that means every morning Adam joins us with his bets of the day. And so far, you've been killing it on these, man. And nobody around here listens to you, and then they bitch that they don't listen to you.
Dude, I don't know what else I have to do for these people, Last night, call the Illinois point spread, call the Baylor point spread. The Wings let me down because they don't know how to score a fucking goal, but we were only 0.5 off, so I'm not going to cry about that one. Hit on the Wizards-Memphis under, hit on the Suns-Lakers over, and that's what Devin Booker missing the entire fourth quarter. So, I don't know what I got to do for people. I really don't. I mean,
you can lead them to water, man, but you can't make them drink.
I'm just trying to make people some money, but, they're not listening. What do I do?
So what do you got for today, buddy?
Ooh, we got some great games today. I got Wichita State actually playing Tulane. I got them covering the 4-point spread. Honestly, I don't want to say free money, but it's about as good as it gets. I don't see that game being any closer than that unless they get upset, obviously. Next game, I'm not a fan of spring training, but I'm just going to take the Tigers straight up on the money line. Why not? Give me something to watch and enjoy over the day. It's, I think, a noon starting time or 1 o'clock. So
yeah, these spring training games are really tough to bet on because they're only 7 innings, too. Like, it's just it's kind of a crapshoot. But
and it
also
ends in a draw if it's tied after 7. So it's like, whatever.
Can you take the draw like you can in soccer for spring training games?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Well, you got to pick one of the teams to win.
We beat the Phillies the first time, 10-2.
That's right, and they play them again tonight, so I'm definitely going to take them.
And Casey Mize looked damn good yesterday, so I love seeing these young players get some run in spring training.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. Tigers have a good farm system. It's a good watch, so I'm going to take the Tigers in that game. The next game I'm taking the over at 5.5 goals in the NHL. It's the Minnesota Wild versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Both teams pretty stout offensively. I think 5.5 is very friendly. If this game was at 6 or 6.5, I'd definitely take the under, but I think they can get 6 goals pretty easily.
I don't know why you keep betting these, man.
I've been hitting them, man.
I know, it's just so crazy to me. Like last night, you were so close. Red Wings were down 4-1 going into the third period. Over-under was 5.5. No goals scored in the third period.
The Red Wings are so bad that while they were on the power play in the first period, Columbus scored a shorthanded goal. Like, come on, man. At least score the power play goal after. Get me 2 goals at least. I wasn't even relying on Detroit to score, but it's okay.
I mean, just the other day, though, you look at the Golden Knights when they played the Wild. 5-4 the final score that they won.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on in hockey this year. Like, if just all goalies have disappeared. I don't know what's going on in hockey. But
yeah,
I grew up on hockey where it was 1-0, and that was a high-scoring game.
Man, they out there point shaving.
I don't think about that, but anyways, next game. You guys know I have some beef with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The last 3 times I've bet against them, I've lost all 3 times, and I'm gonna fucking bet against them again because fuck the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Solid reasoning.
I think they're a horrible team. They're playing the Indiana Pacers. I'm gonna take the Pacers to win straight up on the money line. So always bet against Cleveland. I know I've bitten you guys in the ass. The last 3 times I've said bet against Cleveland, but today we're going to bet against Cleveland, boys.
As they're on a
4-game win streak, it's going to come to an end tonight. I am going to put a personal $100 on that game.
Nice.
That means take the Cavs.
Shut up, Fish. And the last game of the night, I'm taking Stick's favorite guy, Zion Williamson. They're playing the Chicago Bulls. Pelicans, I'm going to take them straight up to win tonight as
He's going to have 40 points and 20 rebounds
I got to say, he has come out and lived up to the hype.
Oh, man, he's just such a beautiful thing to watch. Like, that big dude just glide through the air like he's Jordan.
He's a bully.
He's an amazing athlete. And, I know a lot of people try to compare him to Charles Barkley. He would dwarf Charles Barkley.
Man.
Like, Barkley was big for the NBA in the 80s, but Zion is, like, just a massive human. His head just looks bigger than everybody else's when he's on the court. And when somebody can dwarf NBA players while they're on the court, it's like that is a big dude.
I've seen Zion in person. That is that's the freak of nature.
Yeah.
That's a. I don't want to try to sound too smart. That's just a big ass dude. like
Sometimes
geez.
it's as simple as that, Corey.
There's no other way to describe him, man.
Like, this is a big ass dude.
Like, you want to compare him to like an animal too, but there's really no animal that's built like him. You know, he's just a big.
He's just all brick.
It's amazing. I would love to see Zion play football too.
But to recap the night,
yeah, let's see what you got.
If you guys do want to put in a parlay, if you put in $50, you'll win $711 on this parlay. To go over all the games again, I've got Wichita State covering the point spread at at 4 points. I'm sorry. The Detroit Tigers to win straight up, spring training, why not? And then the total goals scored. I'm going to take the over in the wild Golden Knights game. And then the Indiana Pacers are going to beat the shitty Cleveland Cavaliers, although they're on a 4-game win streak. But trust me, I'm putting my own money on it, so you should listen. We went 4-1 last night, so I don't know what more I need to do for you guys. And, of course, we're going to end the night with Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans beating the Chicago Bulls. And that's our bets for today, guys.
Yeah, and as always, if you're going to bet or take Adam's advice, you would have made money last night betting all those individually 4-1. That's a good ratio you got over there, Adam.
Man,
80% win.
What do I got to do, man? 46-22. I'm just trying to win people money. I'm not trying to be a stickler.
And we're trying to give you money, too. Like, when you sign up at mybookie.com, you enter promo code Woodward, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to halfway, up to 50%. So you put in $1,000, you're going to get $500. You put in $10, you're going to get $5 back. So either way, no matter how big the deposit, how low, up to $1,000, you're going to get matched up to 50%. But you got to make sure you enter promo code Woodward into that, because that is how you get that free money. So we'll give you free money. You gamble it. Adam doubles it. He triples it for you, and next thing you know, you got a boat this summer and you're going to Jobby Nooner thanks to Woodward Sports. Right, Adam?
That's right, baby.
No pressure on you at all, man.
Oh, no, honestly, I mean, I'm putting my own money on it, so that's why I like every night I sleep comfortably, because I know whatever I'm betting on, I'm putting my own money on.
Now I know you're lying because you don't sleep.
Well, that's for different reasons.
That's for different reasons. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break, about 15-second break, and when we come back, Joey is going to hit it with his news, and then we got our Coney review coming up just a little bit after 9 a.m. You ready to do that, Joey?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll be right back on the Woodward Sports Network. I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan.
Good morning, everyone.
Read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Let's go, Joey.
Let's go for the Pistons tonight, taking on the Raptors, and I'm really excited about this because there was a lot of rumors of this game just being canceled overall. But there's going to be a couple starters and players not playing for the Raptors. Fred VanVleet going to be the biggest of that. But I'm excited that the game's going to be happening. They meet their 8-player minimum, and I still don't get the whole contact tracing, and these players got to sit out, but the other players who played with those players can play.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, they've pulled players like Kevin Durant, that whole situation. He went in the game, he started the game on the bench and in the locker room. Then they let him play in like the second quarter. Then they took him out at halftime. And it's like, what's the difference between, he already played, he already touched the ball.
No.
Here we are. But they're trying to keep everybody safe. So do what you got to do as long as the games keep going.
Yeah, and especially this weekend with All-Star Weekend. I mean, I'm excited that we get these games that we at least get to watch and love. We just talked about this embarrassment. Number 4, Illinois, destroying number 2, Michigan. And just a total embarrassment of a game. Here you see Trent Frazier, who could not miss. Love that lefty he got, dropping 22 points. Michigan going to be taking on Michigan State Thursday and Sunday. So those are going to be 2 big games that we're watching here at Woodward Sports. Juju versus the Lion. Juju Smith-Schuster, the Steelers wide receiver, playing tug-of-war with the Lion right here. And he ended up losing to the Lion in tug-of-war. You think you could take that, Lion?
So that's how tough Lions are supposed to be, huh? Yeah. All right. Now I see. Now I see how we got the name.
I mean, I see why we got the name. You know, like it's a lion.
Right.
Just in Detroit, they're a little bit different.
Right.
Of course. We get screwed on this. Unfortunately, though, Juju did end up losing that little battle he had.
I'm glad he didn't lose an arm, man. I'm telling you, that's straight out of Joe Exotic Farms. Like, that chick lost an arm trying to reach for that lion, and I could see this going horribly wrong for Juju, but tug of war.
I mean, at least smashing him into the cage or something, you know? It's a freaking lion there. DJ Carton with the poster dunk as Marquette beat DePaul by 6. This dunk, one of my favorites of the night. Woo! Boom! Right on it. That was a beautiful dunk. He even looked back like, come on, son.
And he patted his fro.
Yeah, what did that mean? What did the pat on the fro mean?
Oh, just that you're the man.
Yeah.
You can do whatever. After you dunk on somebody, it doesn't matter what you do. You can do whatever you want. You're the man.
And Stick's favorite sport here that he used to actually play back in the day, rug ball. This is the first I've heard of it. Out in Russia, combining basketball with rugby.
I love this. I don't really love the holding and all that stuff, but, man, we used to play this in high school. We called it murder ball.
It is murder ball.
Do you remember, I don't know if you guys ever had Nintendo, but Bill Lambier Full Contact Basketball?
I never played that.
That was a video game back in the day, and it was very similar to this.
But here's my question. Why they got little guys in the back court like that? Like, they got this big monstrous dude going against these little fellas.
Well, I think because they got all the other big guys locked up in the back court, so like these were the only two ready to play. I don't know the rules in Russia. They just do whatever the hell they want over there.
Were you front court or back court?
Yeah, whatever. Wrestling.
And then let's end it with some local news, some good Michigan local news, as Michigan is lightening up their COVID-19 restrictions. Restaurants can now operate at 50% capacity, and they can stay open until 11 p.m. Movie theaters and bowling alleys could increase their indoor capacity to 50%, up to 300 people.
I love it, man. It's a slow progress. It's not, the freedom that we all want, but it's getting there, and it's nice to see. Like, as the weather warms up and we get into summer, let's just keep opening up slowly and slowly and slowly. And like Texas, they just opened up yesterday. Like, their governor was just like, you know what? Everything's open. No mask requirements. Do whatever the hell you got to do. Pew, 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 Texas.
I mean, what if the numbers stay the same, though? They don't really have a climb. Then the rest of the country could hopefully follow them. So we will see. But one thing that I want you to check out real quick is bridgestreetexchange.com. Just use WSN on the site. You get 15% off your entire order. And if you're like us, you don't like going to the mall, and especially you fellas, it's a one-stop shop out in downtown Fenton where you could just get all of your clothing. They even got the barware in there. They got the Carhartt gear, which I love so much, and so much more. So check them out. BridgeStreetExchange.com. Use WSN for 15% off.
That's right, and thank you to Bridge Street. So every Wednesday, Joey and I, well, actually, we go on Mondays, but we play it on Wednesdays. We do our Coney review. Last week, we went to La Pumas, which was absolute fire.
Seriously, thank you to everyone that recommended that one to us, because I have never been, you've never been, and it was a freaking spot you got to check.
Yeah, that is in Rochester. This week, one of our recommendations was Hambo's on Woodward in Ferndale. And the reason I know about Hambo's is Eminem did like something for BET back in the day where he hosted a countdown from Hambo's.
Interesting. I know Hambo's for a different reason. My friend's family used to own it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, Zeph Krasniqi. I went to middle school and high school with him. I don't know. His family used to own that back in the day. So on half days, I went to for middle school. I went to Coolidge Middle School in Ferndale, and half days we would walk up there, and Hambo's was like literally like less than 10 minutes walking.
Nice.
Nonetheless, It was amazing, and we love Zoe, who served us there.
Yeah, she was great. Let's play back the Coney review, and let's see how Hambo's did.
Time for another Coney review. This time, Ferndale's and Hambo's Coney Island. This place supposedly world famous. Eminem did a whole thing back in this Coney the other day, or a couple years ago. So Eminem's eating here. It's good enough for us.
We gotta try these doggy dogs.
Let's go.
One question. How is the wiener staff?
It is the best. You guys will love it. It's different.
All right.
Heard it from Zoe.
So it's time. So we got the inside intel. This place does use national chili, which we've seen at several of them. Ooh, look at the chili.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy.
Those are delicious looking.
Those are some nice looking fries.
Yeah. So they do use national chili, which a lot of places do.
That's a big Detroit thing. A lot of them do use the national chili, but it's just there's a lot of other factors.
But we got the intel that they focus on the snap, right?
Yeah.
They love the snap, and that's Joey's favorite thing, my favorite thing. Joey, you ready?
Let's do it.
Wiener touch. Touch the tips. Does have a nice snap.
It wasn't like that great of a snap though. It was good though.
Yeah, she hyped it up. I was expecting a snap.
Zoe, you hyped up the wiener snap. No, it's good. Wait, you said if it's not good, it's on you? This tastes horrible.
I like it. They got the thick chopped onions on it.
Uh-huh.
We got a nice amount of mustard.
Oh, yeah, good.
Good?
I really like it.
Good, awesome. Woo!
On a
Pass
scale
the
of 1
test,
to
Zoe.
3.
Yep. First off, I'm gonna start with the bun. The bun was a little bit too soft for my liking.
Really?
Yeah, a little too soft. But chili was actually really good. I know it's the national, but it was really good. Onions, mustard, delicious. I'm gonna go with probably a 265 on this one.
265.
265.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it around there, similar to like the 8 Mile Coney that we went to. Very similar to that. A little better snap. So I believe I had 255 on that Coney. I'm gonna do 260 on this one because it's a little better snap. National chili. It's good, but we still prefer that you make your own. But overall, Hambo's damn good Coney.
Watch the snap. Look. Oh, it's right there.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Another Coney review down. 260 for me out of 313.
I gave it 265, but this place is pink hair certified, as you saw.
But they really do have delicious dogs. The only thing that really knocked them was that national chili. The national chili's good.
Yeah, national chili's good. It's just that wiener snap. I still need more of a little
Pop. Need more of that. All right, so next week, tell us which one to go to, and we'll hit your favorite Coney and review it with Woodward Sports.
Good thing about this, there's so many Coneys to eat, baby.
Sorry, I just started walking off there at the end, and Joey's like, overall, good experience, great people there. I mean, our waitress was awesome. They even brought us some like cinnamon pancakes afterwards, which were delicious. So if you got a Coney that we should go visit, please let us know. Drop it in the chat on Facebook, YouTube, tweet us, whatever you got to do at Woodward Sports. I got some people in here saying Waltz in Waterford is one we got to hit. I've been there once in high school, and it's a little hole in the wall place right there on M59, so that may be a place we got to hit up next too.
Corey said he wants to take us somewhere next week, so it's a surprise. So we'll find out where we go next week.
I like that.
I got some for y'all. Trust me.
All right, so we'll find out next week. That is the Coney review that we do every Wednesday right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We're going to take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, you guys ready to talk dunk contest?
Sure.
Yeah.
I would kill it in this dunk contest. If the rim was 7.5.
We'll talk that next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. Corey's in here. Joey's in here. Art is over there. And Art, do you know what we're talking about next?
I just walked into this.
Do you have the video ready?
No,
All right.
I was told just to cover, so here I am looking pretty.
Welcome back, Art. Good to see you, buddy. I missed you. So we're going to talk about the NBA, and we're going to talk about the dunk contest, because obviously the NBA All-Star Game is this weekend, which no buzz. Absolutely no buzz about this All-Star Game.
I'm going to be honest, yesterday you mentioned this because we were doing show prep. I did not even realize it was happening this weekend, and this is usually one of my favorite things.
That's why I said this game don't even need to take place, because nobody cares about it this season.
Yeah.
No. The dunk contest. Zion Williamson backed out of it, which is super disappointing. And do you guys know who's in it? Even if I read these names, will you know who's in it?
If you read the names,
That's the thing. Like, Anthony Simmons.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Cassius Stanley.
Okay.
Obi Toppin.
Yeah, I know Obi.
We all know Obi, but that's only because he's a rookie and we all researched him going into last year's draft. But those are the three that are going to be in the dunk contest, which to me has really that used to be my favorite thing growing up, was the dunk contest. Now it seems like the skills competition and the three-point shootout is a better competition overall.
I think it's because I guess it's a lesser chance of getting injured. I don't know. I mean, I really can't put my finger on it. But I remember, growing up, the dunk contest was something that the top dunkers, they wanted to be in there. They wanted to go and showcase their creativity, their skill set. I mean, I just remember at my cousin's house when I was younger, I always remember the 2000 dunk contest when Vince Carter came out and did that 360 windmill. I remember those moments. I remember Jason Richardson each year coming out, showing his total ass in the dunk contest, killing it. Now it's like players are kind of like, whatever. And the thing is, I don't think they don't want to go out because they don't want to, because they can't do it. I think they're scared to catch that L.
Really?
I'm thinking something.
It's a pride thing.
I think they're scared of catching the L of being a loser in the dunk contest. It's so they don't want to be on social media like, oh, look, I'm LeBron James, and I couldn't think of a good enough dunk to win the dunk contest. I really think it's something like that.
For LeBron, I 100,000,000% agree with you. I think that's why. I mean, I would love to see LeBron in a freaking dunk contest. How he hasn't done it yet, I do not know. But that's got to be the reason why he's not doing it, is because he's too scared.
I don't know if he's scared, but you do think his ego plays into this?
I think ego plays into why all of these guys, like you got the Aaron Gordons and the Zach LaVines, they benefit actually from being in the dunk contest. They get some notoriety to their name.
Right.
I mean, as great as Zach LaVine plays, I think the fact that he's been in the dunk contest is the reason why a lot of people know his name a lot more. Same thing with Aaron Gordon. So those guys benefit. But before, it used to be the stars.
Right.
The stars used to be in the dunk contest. Now the stars are just, we're going to sit on the sidelines, look sweet, eat popcorn, and, do selfies. And, I missed the whole competition of it.
Yeah, so why, we go back to alphas being alphas. This is a prime example of alphas shouldn't concede, right?
Yeah.
Go out there and prove you're the man, because who cares? If they were all greats, if it was Zion versus LeBron versus LaVine, who's not on their level as star power, but on a dunking for sure. If that's the competition, there's no shame in losing to those guys. Where there's shame is LeBron losing to Cassius Stanley.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Steph Curry's going to be playing the three-point contest, so why isn't LeBron doing the slam dunk contest? I mean, it's egos. That's all that it is.
Yeah.
Because I know that, because those shooters have no shame in losing to those other shooters, because they know, hey, that dude, they know that other dude is a sniper. They know he's a badass. I don't know what, and also, too, it's just strictly shooting, so it's that's the luck of the draw.
If you can shoot, you can shoot.
Yeah, if you can shoot, you can shoot. But those guys, they don't want to go out there and, hey, maybe I'm not as creative as I thought I was in those dunks. They don't want to get judged like that. And you can't say that because every dunk has already been completed. Each year we seen something that has not been done yet, because these guys are becoming more athletic as the years go on. So
and this is what these guys do in practice when they're just dicking around, and they come up with new dunks and stuff like that. So the creativity, I'm not really worried about. But that is funny that you think it has more to do with ego than just not wanting to get hurt or putting out too much energy. Because you go to baseball and the home run derby, a lot of players don't like to take place in the home run derby because they say it messes up their swing for the second half of the season. When you're there swinging so hard 40 times in a row, you may pull something and stuff like that.
Isn't that what practice is?
No, home run derby. I mean, you're
more energy.
But we've seen it. I mean, you've seen guys go into the All-Star break for the Major League Baseball on a tear home runs, and then they enter the home run derby and they lose their swing because a home run swing is more like an upward motion. So you're not trying to get base hits in the home run derby. You're just constantly trying to hit home runs, hit home runs, hit home runs, and then they get trained in that mindset for the second half of the season. It screws them.
Look, here's what the NBA needs to do, and some people are going to disagree with it. I don't care. They need to save the slam dunk contest, and the one way you do that is you up that prize money. I think they need to up that prize money to the winner gets here. Because first off, the NBA has enough money to do this too. Up the prize money to $1 million for the winner, and plus the NBA should match $1 million to their charity of choice.
I like
think
that.
if they do that, that will bring out more stars to the NBA. You're paying the top stars for being in a product that you need to draw people to, and on the same token, you take care of an NBA Cares initiative.
I think you should add fan voting.
That's
maybe
exactly
not
what I was
maybe
gonna
not for
say.
all four, but you got to add fan voting, because if there was fan voting, we wouldn't have some of these slops.
I like that.
In the dunk contest. Like, LeBron would have been in it already multiple times, and believe me, as fans, we're not going to want to see the same guy every single year, believe me.
Right.
So we'll vote differently. So Zion will be in it for sure if there was fan voting. LeBron would be it. Zach LaVine, if he was willing to do it, would probably get voted in. So I think fan voting, maybe at least 2 players in the dunk contest would be a good start.
Yeah, it's just another reason for me to hate LeBron, so I appreciate that. Thank you, LeBron.
Easiest one to hate on him for.
I hate that about him, too. We were robbed of a prime dunk contest that we got with Jordan, we got with Vince, we got with Kobe. Like, I can't understand his reason
Yeah,
ever.
if
That
those
was-
guys, if those alphas can put themselves out there, LeBron can put himself out there. But you got the video of like the top 10 dunks in the dunk contest of all time. So let's just sit back and watch this and commentate on it. So Fish, keep our mics up while this video's on, but keep the sound off on the video. And let's watch some of these dunks, because Corey, you already mentioned a couple of these in here. And when I was watching the video, who do you think the number one is?
Number one for the slam dunk contest?
Yep.
It's gotta either be the Vince Carter dunk where he did where he went
The
reverse
windmill,
with the reverse
360?
windmill, or it's gotta be the Jason Richardson when he did the backwards behind the legs.
I love Jason
the backwards
Richardson.
between the legs, I should say.
All right, let's watch this video. Here's the top 10 dunks in NBA All-Star history. So let's see what they got. Number 10. I love this one. Danny Green blowing out the candle. You remember this?
Dude, this was the best year,
That's
I think.
nice.
This was like
That was-
2007 or 2008 where it was Dwight Howard. There was just so
Gerald
much.
Green.
Gerald Green, my bad.
Yeah, because the Danny Green is a choke artist.
But he blew out the cupcake.
Yeah.
It was a birthday wish. Number 9. This is what really put Zach LaVine on the
Yeah.
map. I mean, nobody really knew about him before this. But look at these guys soar, man. It's just absolutely beautiful.
You gotta love the reactions though after the dunks. That's like one of my favorite parts.
There's JR.
Richardson.
Sag Nasty's finest right there, baby.
Man,
Ooh. Dude,
bad.
his nephew plays for Grand Blanc right now and is a beast as well. Built like JR too. Remember D with the pumps?
Oh my god!
Did you guys have your own Reebok pumps?
No.
I did.
You did? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I had the pumps.
My dad got them for me when I was a little kid.
This was
That's
such a
so
big dunk
good.
back in the day. He covered his eyes. Like, that was such a huge thing. Yeah, my man
Slow
Spud
man.
Webb, baby! All 5'6" Spud Webb.
How?
It's
he
just
get up
amazing.
that high?
He beat Jordan that year. And that's what I'm saying. Jordan lost to Spud Webb. You're telling me LeBron can't lose to somebody? I mean,
Human highlight.
yeah. Those jerseys were so sick, too, man. Those Hawks jerseys back in the day.
God, look at the hang time. Holy shit.
He's literally throwing it down. Number 4. There we go. Gordon.
I'm sorry, that's cold.
That was so creative though.
big
Just to
mascot,
have your
too.
legs up just like that.
Right.
Come on, man.
Over Puff, the Magic Dragon.
Yo, that's dangerous as hell. You could just get chopped right there and then bam.
Look
Those
at
damn-
that,
those
man.
damn
Look at his
possums are
head
so
is
high.
over the rim. Oh. Jordan
I
at
could be
3.
like Mike.
That's when he left from the free throw line, and
Jumpman.
everybody went nuts. Like, that's the logo, isn't it? Isn't that
That's
the Jumpman logo?
That's right.
Yeah.
From that very dunk right there. Boom. God, he was a fierce player, man.
About the Jordan kiss.
And here we go, Dr. J. Boom. He also left from the free throw line, but no one seemed to care in the 70s. Only when Jordan
right,
did it.
Right. That hair gives him another extra bonus on that.
Oh, he was such a baller. And number 1, Corey called it. Corey absolutely called it. Oh!
It has to be.
It has to be.
I mean,
Look at Shaq. Shaq food, baby.
are they gonna show? Because honestly, KG had the best reaction.
KG had a good one too. 100%. Yeah.
Like, come on. That's
KG had like, oh, that cold face. You know? Yeah.
He was nasty with his dunks. That's one thing about Vince Carter.
Oh.
Like, he was just and clean.
The human
so
highlight
clean
reel.
when he did them.
Dude, he was such an athlete coming out of North Carolina. What's up, Fishy?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they not put Blake Griffin jumping over the car?
Blake Griffin jumping over a Kia
That
did
was
not
fucking
make the
weak.
top 10.
Come on.
That
was a shitty dunk.
Because he jumped. Did he jump over like the hood part?
He
didn't really
jumped over
the
the hood.
high.
He didn't even jump over the goddamn car. Give me that bullshit out of here. Trade his ass.
He still jumped over a damn car.
I don't give a shit.
If I went and
Whole
tried that
dude is
over the
trash.
Zot Jeep
Listen,
right
you're
now,
not a
I would
professional
kill
athlete.
myself.
You're not a professional athlete. He is. Go save the bullshit, man.
I don't know, man.
That's not top 10 ever.
You know what? There is another Vince Carter. There are two Vince Carter dunks from that same dunk contest I would put over that Blake dunk. I would put the Vince Carter when he did it between the legs, alley-oop, and I would put the Vince Carter when he put his elbow in the rim.
Oh, when he hung on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To stick your damn arm in the rim. Come on.
How many times did you try doing that after he did it?
See, I had, like the little dollar store breakaway rim. See, I did it on that,
It would hurt so much because you chop your like right there, your blood flow.
Now, real rim, I could touch the backboard.
You can touch the backboard?
Yeah,
Dude,
that's about it.
Dude, don't feel bad. I'm 6'4" and can't dunk.
That's trash.
It is trash.
I'm sorry, that's a waste of height.
It is a waste of height. You don't think I know this? I pull up to the gym and 5'9" guys are throwing down. Here's my big ass, with my 7-foot wingspan too. I can grab net just standing there, but I can't dunk.
You want to hear something super, super depressing? My 12-year-old brother can dunk.
How tall is he?
6 foot.
Damn.
Really? It drives me nuts, man.
Pisses me off. When I was his age, I was 5'4", 5'5", and I was maybe 110 pounds.
Dude, there's something in this food.
This dude is 185, 6 foot, and I'm like, how?
That's amazing.
I don't know if it was an affair. I don't know where he got those genes.
Can we do a Woodward Sports dunk contest? Lower the rim to 7.5?
Oh, if we did that, I'm in.
Can we do
That'd
it?
be fun.
Someone got a rim?
The mini dunk?
Someone have a rim?
I'm just over here feeling his pain. I'm the shortest of my siblings, and I'm the oldest.
Ooh, that's rough.
My brother is 6'3". My sister is me and my sister are the same height.
But do you know how frustrating it is to be able to grab the rim, Corey, but not get the ball over in it? I can grab the rim. I can jump and hang on the rim, but I can't get a ball up and over the rim.
So you couldn't palm the ball. Was that your issue?
No, I can palm it.
Huh.
I just can't get it up over
No, he just needs the extra few inches to get over, and that's a big difference in vertical.
It's it's this much. That's all I need.
That's what she said.
Greg Monroe is 7 feet and couldn't dunk, so I mean.
Yeah, you saw Darko get stuffed by the rim too in Orlando. That was hilarious. Dude's 7'1", just right off the front of the rim. That made me feel a little bit better about myself. But still, whenever you roll up to all these, games that you could just jump in and you go to Lifetime and stuff, there's always little dudes that are just dunking, and it's I'm 6'4" and I can't do it.
I'm gonna see if I can get my friend to teach you how to dunk. He's a pro dunker.
I don't think it's teaching me.
It's
It's about getting me better hops.
No, you need to get in better shape. You need to do literally a month and a half straight of vertical jump training.
You can
I'll
get
give
it.
Stick 12 months. He ain't dunking.
No, honestly, with a professional, I bet Stick in a month could dunk.
I'm saying I think
I accept this challenge because I've always wanted to dunk.
I'm gonna put him on the spot, Chris Staples. I'm gonna find you because I'm gonna hit him up and see if he can get you. See if he can teach you how to dunk. He's been in and one dunk contest for the Pistons and everything like that. He's a former Harlem Globetrotter.
Oh, nice. I can spin the ball. I can shoot threes pretty well. Joey will tell you that. But dunking, not on the resume, folks. I'm sorry about that. So we got just so excited watching those best dunks of all time. And look who was in them. Some of the greatest of all time. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Is just it loses its sizzle when it's not the greats out there. Imagine 10 years from now we're playing back the top 10 and it's Zion doing something crazy as opposed to Anthony Simmons, So that's who's competing.
We don't even know.
Yeah, that's who's competing in the dunk contest this year. 3-point participants look a little better. You got Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, and Jason Tatum. That's great for a 3-point shootout.
And you know what? All those guys have ego of wanting to call themselves the best shooter in the NBA. So I think that's why the 3-point contest is now starting to take over because those guys, the Stephen Curry, I don't care what nobody says, he has revolutionized the 3-point shot.
Oh, gee,
so
the game
now,
has changed.
So now that contest is going to now, take over the dunk contest as the must-see contest because all of those guys have an ego.
Do you think eventually they move the shot back and do like a Dame time rack or something like that, like near half court or like 35 feet away? Like,
no,
I think you should, man.
But that takes away from it because like these guys are 3-point shooters,
right?
Not half. I mean, Steph Curry's a half court
logo
shooter too.
Logo shooters.
Yeah, like put a rack on the logo and see what they can do. I think that'd be all.
I think they're what they might. I think they might actually do something like maybe add the horse component into All-Star Weekend.
That'd be fun, or like throw it back to Rock and Jock when they had like the 8-point shot and like the 10-foot rim or the 20-foot rim. Do you remember that?
Nobody will ever remember those memories. How great those games were. It was just fun to just
We got to do that here.
All of the stars literally were there too.
If the NBA wants to rejuvenate the NBA dunk contest, the stars need to be in it. It's that simple. It's that simple. You get your stars in there, everybody will watch the dunk contest over the 3-point contest. It's not even a comparison, honestly.
Right. I'm pissed this year, though. They don't got that celebrity game. No Justin Bieber.
Yeah, no Matt Rappaport out there balling.
Kevin Hart winning some bullshit MVPs.
No Chris Brown just winning because he's the only
Paul Brothers
athlete.
would have been out there.
Oh, yeah, the Paul brothers would have been out there.
Oh, God.
So NBA All-Star Game happening this weekend. Zion not going to be a part of the dunk contest, which is sad to all of us, but it is what it is. I'm glad we get to look back on top 10s of previous greats, though. And like I said, Jordan lost to Spud Webb, and nobody talks bad about Jordan. So what does LeBron James care?
I think for Zion, it's only year 2. He was obviously hurt last year, so I'm going to give him a pass this year and probably even next year, given his health circumstance. Unless he plays this whole season healthy and he's all good next season, then he probably should. If he wants to, everybody wants to see him. I mean, if he wants to sell his shoe more, if he wants to be this like international brand, he has to do a dunk contest.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody that's listening to us right now on Android. For the first time ever, our app is available on Android as well. So Apple users, Android users, go to wherever you download your apps, and you can download the Woodward Sports Network app for free right now. And we're so happy to have the Android family on board. And we talk about it all the time. Like, we're just chipping away at this. It's a little bit of Facebook, a little bit of YouTube, a little bit of Twitter, a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of Twitch, and you add all these things together, and slowly, everything's starting to become a massive snowball. And we couldn't do it without you guys spreading the word, sharing all these posts on Facebook, commenting and subscribing on YouTube, and retweeting on Twitter. So we thank you guys so much. Let's take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, we can talk about a little bit of NCAA bubble talk right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Grow Green's dank deals roll on with deep discounts on the grow gear you need. Insane deals like 128 site easy cloners for $2.75, Purpinator gallons for $50, and bags of Ocean Forest or Cultivation Nation 70/30 for just $8. Score your dank deal at growgreenmi.com.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac. Welcome back to Woodward Sports, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick, and we also got to give a shout-out to Levels, and it's an amazing dispensary that's going to be opening up, or provisioning center, whatever you want to call it. It's opening up in Ferndale at 9 Mile in Hilton next month. Joey and I got a chance to go out there earlier in the week, and it is so pristine, so clean. We literally thought we were walking into a jewelry store, didn't you?
Honestly, like when you see like the little showroom that they have over there was so beautiful, and then the whole facility just
yes
clean.
Levels is coming soon. If you're on Instagram, slide on over, give them a follow, and like some of their pictures at Enjoy Levels, and I cannot wait to share that experience with all of you. So we talked about Michigan a lot today. Really haven't talked about Michigan State. And when it comes to Michigan State, they beat Indiana last night, and that was kind of unexpected. But as we know, Izzo is gearing up. It is March, and it is his time to turn his team into absolute monsters. So I want to get into some bubble talk. Michigan State is clearly on the bubble. Right now they're sitting at, I believe, 13-10 with wins against Illinois, Ohio State, Indiana, and Duke, and a big loss against Northwestern. Obviously, they got their two big games coming up Thursday and Sunday against Michigan. About a week ago, we said Michigan State, no way for them to make the tournament. Now, Do you see them as a potential bubble team? And really, I see them on a lot of lists as first 4 in at this point.
I think at this point you have to really consider them of being in there with the recent wins that you just mentioned. And if they just at minimum split these games, one of these next 2 games with Michigan, I think they deserve to go ahead and be in there. It's just off of the simple fact that they're finishing their season strong, and just imagining an NCAA tournament without the Spartans, regardless of how they perform, it just doesn't feel right.
Right. It doesn't feel right, but you look at what they have done. I mean, it's not a matter of, oh, it's Michigan State, we got to put them in there. It's a matter of they beat the number 4 and the number 5 team in the country. I mean, Ohio State's now number 7. They've dropped a little bit since that loss, but they beat Illinois. Next game, they beat Ohio State. So it's like you see these 2 wins that the team had, and now if they could get at least 1 win against Michigan, you can't. You cannot leave them out because they're showing that they could beat some of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, and that's my stance too. If they split this series with Michigan, they're in the tournament. Like they have to be at least a 13 seed or something like that. You know, because we talked about the Big Ten being the toughest conference in the country. 14 out of the 30 toughest schedules in the nation come out of the Big Ten. So there's got to be some consideration on that end to why Michigan State took so long to catch traction. And once again, like you said, Joey, you know, if they beat Illinois, Ohio State, and Michigan in the course of 2 weeks, anybody should get in the tournament if they do that.
What if they don't even beat Michigan, though? I still think they deserve a spot after those 2 wins. Those were some freaking major upsets.
I think it's gonna be how they lose.
Yeah.
If they lose both games to Michigan and like one's an overtime and the other one's a close game, it still keeps them in the running as almost guaranteeing them. But if they just get smacked both times, it's gonna really not look good for their chances.
They'll need to make a run in the Big Ten tournament if they lose both games to Michigan, whether that's getting to the semifinal of it or winning it all and guaranteeing a spot in the NCAA tournament. It really depends. But you can see the dogs behind me. They're getting ready to come
Detroit
on.
Dog Rescue about to come in at 9:40.
But Michigan State needs to pull one out. If they get one here, they win a game or 2 in the Big Ten tournament, they're a lock.
If they don't, what happens?
If they don't win a game against Michigan, they got to make a run in the Big Ten championship game, or they got to win it all and just guarantee that they're in.
Yeah, so I mean they're right on that cusp, which is why we call it the bubble. And they're one of the first 4 in at this point, but they've definitely made a lot stronger case for themselves over the past 2 weeks than they did over the course of the entire season. And just on the strength of Izzo and the strength of the program, like if they were like a Marquette or something that nobody really cared about, I don't know. I think they're writing them off at this point. 2 more teams that I thought were interesting to talk about that are on the bubble. Duke. The fact that we're talking about Duke and Michigan State as bubble teams is almost bizarro world at this point because I don't think it's ever happened in my lifetime. But Duke is 11-9. They have wins over Virginia, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, and Notre Dame, but losses to Miami and the aforementioned Michigan State University.
A Coach K team on the bubble. I got to call my cousin to see how he feels about that. I'm about his alma mater because I know he's probably sick right about now. And I just can't imagine. I think Duke is gonna find their way into the tournament, just like Michigan State. They have 2 legendary future Hall of Fame coaches. They're gonna find their way in there.
It's crazy because you look at the biggest matchup for Duke in history. It's always Duke UNC, and they're playing each other this weekend. So it's just every time I've watched Duke play this season, they look like they're just struggling.
Yeah, it's been tough for them. It really has. Fish, what do you got to say, buddy?
I believe it's 1995 last time Duke missed the tournament.
1995.
Fish wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, Fish wasn't even with us at that point. Wow. That's crazy. He's never known Duke not to make the tournament. And I'd like to even go back to see when the first time was that Michigan State and Duke didn't make the tournament. Because I feel like that's been forever
and
in a
UNC.
day.
Oh, that's never.
Yeah, and
never,
UNC,
never.
no, that's definitely never happened. So do you think if Duke, goes on a little run, or what does Duke have to do to get into the tournament? Obviously, beat UNC is the first big step, right?
I think Duke is just going to have to just run the table and send up a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I think Michigan State's chances of making it are honestly better than Duke's.
Yeah, to me, Michigan State, they got everything in front of them at this point. And it's because they have the number 2 team in the nation twice on their schedule coming up in the next 4 days. Like, you can do a lot of damage if you win both those games.
I think they can do a lot. I think they buy themselves a lot of equity just even winning 1, winning 2. I think that just pretty much just gives them a nice rubber stamp.
Yeah.
To at least make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Adam, what do you think? Do you think Duke should make it?
Duke needs a lot of work.
Yes.
They're not really on an uptrend like Michigan State has been over the last 2 weeks, but they do have the ACC championship tournament. So they still have a chance to just seal it by winning it all. Having said that, the odds are super unlikely for them to do that. But they got to win out in the regular season, and they got to win at least 3 games in the ACC championship game to even be considered. So it's a tough one.
And another perennial, NCAA bracket people, Syracuse. They are also on the bubble. They're 14-8 with wins against Virginia Tech, but 2 losses against Pittsburgh has really hurt them in their standings and what they need to do. I mean, all these teams have winning records, which is good. Duke, obviously, a little closer to 500. But a tournament without Syracuse, that's another team that is traditionally in.
What is going on this season? I'm trying to figure out. These are normally the colleges that are shoe-ins.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the bubble. I don't know how I feel about Syracuse either. I just don't know about how I feel about their chances, but I think we kind of mentioned the teams in order that will probably have the best shots to make it, as far as Michigan State will be leading that, then a Duke, then followed by Syracuse. I mean, Duke just popped Syracuse not too long ago, 85-71. So that brings them down just a little bit in my eyes. So
I think Syracuse has a better chance of getting in than Duke, honestly.
They got a better record,
much better record, but neither team really has a quality win on their schedule. Like, you look at their schedule, Syracuse only has 1 win over a current team in the top 25. Like,
yeah,
really? That's the team that's Final Four in, really?
And that's one thing that Michigan State really has going for it. That win over Ohio State, the Illinois win, especially after what we just saw Illinois do to Michigan last night. Like, that, honestly, that helps Michigan State too.
For sure, because they just beat them. So it's like, you look at the strength of schedule, and especially the ACC, it's not a division right now that is on fire like they used to be.
Right.
So you look at Michigan State being in the Big Ten, the competition, and how good the Big Ten is right now in college basketball. That's why Michigan State is in such a good position, because they're playing a lot of these elite teams, and they're destined to win a couple of these games as they have.
Yeah, Duke only has 1 signature win, and it's against currently the 21st ranked Virginia side. So
and if MSU goes on the verge of having 3 signature wins to close out their season,
you can't not let them in.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're talking about being a good seed, not just making the tournament.
Yeah, they have even if they split one of these games, that's still 3 signature wins over the past couple of weeks. Don't let it be win both of those games and that's 4. They're sitting pretty if they can at least eke out one of these wins.
Part of me enjoying chaos really wants to see Michigan State win both games to see
Oh my God.
what would happen. Like, honestly, what would the narrative be on Michigan? What would the narrative be on Michigan State? Like, it would throw our entire world into chaos.
Oh, because then right then it would be like, oh, Michigan. You know how the narratives go. Michigan's record all season meant nothing. Michigan State is turning it on. January, February, it's time.
It's the thing. It's a what have you done for me lately, and it's really great. You went 18-1 during the regular season. This is a one-and-done tournament, so honestly, forget that. Good job on your regular season, but this is tourney time, baby, so doesn't matter what you did.
What's crazy is we keep talking about Illinois. Got the ass smacked yesterday for Michigan by Illinois, but Michigan State beat them last week. So it's not impossible.
No.
Yeah.
It's not, especially when you talk about this rivalry. That makes it even more possible.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And regardless of records, when it comes to Michigan and Michigan State, I think with any rivalry game, those big rivalries, you got to throw the record out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've seen it. Even in football, Michigan State will have the most trash season ever but they will sell out to beat Michigan. They will lay everything on the line. Like, you know what? We'll lose every game, but if we won that game, all that matters.
I think we can all agree, though, Michigan State is in a much better position and different category, really, than Syracuse or Duke. I don't think they should be in the same conversation.
Right. It's just, you look at the division alone. It's the strength of the schedule and the competition that they're facing. It's amazing that you see this, because Michigan only having, 2 losses now shows how good this team is because of the conference that they're in.
Yep.
It is the best conference in basketball.
And it's usually the ACC that's that conference, so it's nice that the Big Ten is kind of getting the nod in that area. We got Detroit Dog Rescue back in the building. They are outside waiting to come in here right now. So, Adam, let's take a quick 30-second break. Corey, you can slide off. DDR is going to slide on, and we're going to talk about some puppies coming up.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fan at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network right here. This is the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick. Joey is up here, and we stopped doing this for a couple weeks because we were doing some construction in the studio. We wanted to keep the puppies safe and keep the equipment safe at the same time. So
that one puppy's banned. He took out the camera a few weeks ago.
Shh, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So we brought them back. Detroit Dog Rescue is in the building right now. Hey!
Yay! Thank you guys so much. And I can't believe it. We left and you puppy-proofed the place.
Yes.
And it looks amazing. So we actually have something fun today. So for our first week back, we brought this guy. Notice I say this guy because he doesn't have a name yet. We want the viewers to write in, chat you guys, pick some names. We're going to let you guys pick a name. And we're going to name them. We know we already have Woodward, so we couldn't do that.
Do you know what? I found there's another Woodward that was adopted from you?
There was.
What
the
hell? Because I tried to secure Woodward the dog on Instagram, and it was already taken. And
I'm sure I could work that out.
And I'm like, who is Woodward the dog? And then I'm looking, and it's like, I adopted this dog for Detroit Dog Rescue. I'm like, man, I can't hate.
You know what? We can work that out, though. They're super cool people, and we could definitely work
really?
that out. Yeah, okay. We can do a name change. But
it's fine. I took Woodward the pup.
See, that's like trendy. I really like that.
People love pup.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So we have this guy who you guys are going to name. We're so excited for that. That's going to be fun. Recently just rescued.
Everyone's saying call him Fish.
Okay, so we have Fish. This is Fish the dog. That actually is perfect. So Fish the dog needs a home, and Fish the dog has 2 more siblings that look just like him. This is kind of like a shepherd mix pup, about 9 to 10 weeks old, and just the sweetest puppy. Really eager to learn. You know our dogs at Detroit Dog Rescue.
Amazing.
Yeah, so really affiliative. That means he loves people and wants to please people.
How big is this little pup gonna get?
So summer's coming. You're gonna need a dog to walk. This pup's gonna be about 45 to 55 pounds. So your average medium to large dog. A great puppy that you could raise with kids. A great puppy that, if you have a small yard, that's cool too. But just a great companion dog.
Look how cute look how good he is.
I know, he's got good eyeliner too. I'm like trying to take tips.
Can you shed a little light on his story? Because I know lately you guys have been doing a lot of big rescues. Like not just single dogs here and there. Like you guys are accepting 30, 40, 50 at a time. What's his story?
So his story is, if you've been watching the Detroit Dog Rescue, Facebook, Instagram, you've seen winter has hit, and it was brutal. Like a few weeks ago, we were going through the ringer. It's gotten a little bit better, but we were taking in a lot of large dogs from the street. This guy actually came up. We teamed with Bissell Pet Foundation they reached out to us for some help because they've been busting some puppy mills and some really horrific shelter situations.
And by the way, people don't know this all the time, but Bissell is a Michigan company. They're based in Grand Rapids. They do a lot of great things in the community, and obviously they help with rescuing animals. That's an initiative that they've taken, right?
Yeah, they've been really good. So Detroit Dog Rescue is Detroit-based. We rescue dogs from Detroit. And Bissell actually stepped up and gave us $100,000 to renovate our shelter to fit more dogs.
Wow.
So yeah,
Bissell.
Big thanks to Kathy Bissell. So we returned the favor. She busted, a horrific puppy shelter situation. This guy came with it with its siblings and really needs a home. So we brought him on today. So Fish the dog.
If you're looking for a new puppy, Fish is his interim name right now. Obviously, when I first got my puppy, Woody, his name was Adam, which was amazing. That's how I knew.
That's right.
That's how I knew he was meant for me.
That's right.
We keep it in the family.
We'll do a big post on social media. We'll take a picture with him, and we'll have them pick later on today. We'll announce what the dog's name is.
Yeah, we'll coordinate that with you.
You guys choose. We'll be watching,
Oh.
and we'll announce it when you guys are ready. I love it. We
That's
always need help, so send your names in. We'll use more than one.
And as always, if you want to support the Detroit Dog Rescue, not only through adopting puppies and stuff like that, you could just donate $5 to them, and it feeds a dog for an entire week. And we have our Venmo still set up, right, Joey?
Yeah.
So it's just at Woodward Sports. If you want to send some money for the Detroit Dog Rescue, we hand deliver it to them, make sure they get every single penny of it, so you don't have to worry. And if you want, you can go straight to their website, DetroitDogRescue.com. You can donate on there, and they also have lists of stuff that they need, supplies like bleach, rags. What are you really in need of right now?
Right now it's weird. We need mop heads and Tide Pods for laundry, and we're actually doing our first open adoption event in a year. We're doing our first adoption event, Orchard Mall, this Saturday,
Awesome.
11 to 2. So,
Joey, you gonna stop by?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, come through.
I'll swing by.
They've made it really safe for us with social distancing, and it's a great space where we can do it safely. So our first adoption event in a year, come through. You can drop off supplies. We'll have, we're gonna have like 20 puppies. So
Can I hold the puppy?
Absolutely.
Is that at Premier Pet Supply?
Yeah, that's my guy. You know, we love Mike.
I love Mike. Mike's awesome over there.
We'll be right outside Premier Pet Supply in the mall.
You're so light.
There you go. Yeah, so 20 puppies, but we'll also have big dogs too. Come see the big dogs and look at the tails going. And
Yeah.
look
What are you gonna have a partner?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wind up like 17 dogs because we do this every day. Here you go, Joey.
Stick is an easy sell, man. It is great.
Woody has been such a phenomenal dog and such a phenomenal piece of my life since I got him. So
Best Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Smells good.
Yeah, I threw up. Adam's got a picture of him. I threw up this picture last night because I also got a new iPhone and it takes portrait views.
Right, exactly.
Look at how cute
that's
Woody
a cute
looks.
Look at those. He gets whatever he wants, I can tell.
Yeah, and he's the best. Every time I come home, he gives me like a leg hug. Because he's so short. Like he hops up and he literally squeezes your leg. Like he plays fetch now all the time. Like every day I get home and I throw a tennis ball. Yesterday I threw it out of my yard accidentally and I had to go hop the fence and go get it.
Nice arm. So we're gonna have to do an outdoor dog event. Everyone bring their dog this summer. And I mean, I knew from the moment I brought him in, you guys just connected, and that's how it happens. So,
my mom said the same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, I was watching on video and you lit up the minute he came in. I was like, all right.
And that's how it happens. So come to an adoption event. Sometimes you don't know what you're looking for. And am I looking for a puppy, a big dog? I don't know. And you just connect. I don't think you ever planned Woody.
No, I did not. Adam, can we get a shot of Joey with the puppy?
He's
such a good dog.
It's a great temperament on that dog.
I call those roll dogs. He'll just sit on your front seat and roll out with you and be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, DetroitDogRescue.com if you want to help them out. And, even if you're not in the market for a dog, I hate saying market for a dog. It's just weird. But either way, even if you could go there, you can look at the profiles, you can see all the puppies that they have. It's really awesome to see all the dogs that you guys have rescued. And, I follow you on social media, obviously, and it's not always great posts that you're putting up because what you guys do isn't exactly glamorous sometimes.
Right.
I mean, you posted one the other day where you guys rolled up a little too late and the dog was frozen before you could get there. And I commented to Joey that you guys are just saints of people because I couldn't do that.
No,
I really
that's
couldn't.
hard.
And not out of I don't want to save dogs. It's just what you guys do is just so special. It's like nurses and stuff like that.
Aw,
Like
thanks.
I couldn't wipe somebody's ass for a living. Like I just can't. But the people that do that, I have so much respect because it's such a
Yeah.
needed thing in this world. So the fact that you guys go out there in the bitter cold, dangerous areas, it's just you, all 5 foot of you.
All 5 foot me. No, it's tough. But then we get these opportunities like where you guys, you know, when you started the station, you just called and we're like, we want to help, and we get to meet so many great people that create these outcomes. Like, yeah, days like today outweigh the bad days. You know, when people are invested in naming the dogs and adopting, it's really cool. So.
Well, we can't say it enough. What you guys do for the city and all of Detroit is amazing, and thank you guys for coming on. Once again, go to DetroitDogRescue.com if you want to donate, or you can hit up our Venmo, Woodward Sports. $5 feeds a dog for an entire week,
Sure does.
which is awesome.
Best stat ever.
Joey, you got to give the dog back, though. I'm sorry.
I was hoping you would say, all right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys so much. Always thank you. Look at that's good. We're going.
Yeah,
All right,
you're
I'll see
gone.
you later.
Hang out for about 10 minutes so we can get a picture after the show
absolutely.
and stuff like that. Adam,
You
let's
wanna hang
take a
out?
quick break. When we come back, it is 9:50. It is time for Fish's Facts.
I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network. My name is Stick. It's 9:50, so that means it's time for Fish's Facts. Let's play your little sounder, all right, Fish?
Is it time? Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish. Fish facts.
It's fish!
It's Fish! All right, buddy, what are your facts for today?
Well, my fact is Art's doing a great job in the audio booth right now. He's doing everything.
All right, thanks, Fish. Next.
Alrighty, dumbass of the day today is.
All right, we start with Manchester City, who played yesterday, and they won. They have a 28-match unbeaten run, and it equals their best from April to December of 2017. And they have a chance now that's their 21st win in a row. They have a chance to win the quadruple.
Nice.
Which is the Premier League, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Champions League.
Wow. Can you do the champions for us?
The champions. Do, 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 do.
Thank you.
And then we have Chris Paul, NBA.
Yes.
When he's gone to a new team, the team has gotten better.
that is a damn fact, Fish.
So they have the Hornets season, Clippers, Rockets, Thunder, Suns, and before and after, it has gotten better.
He is an asset to any team he goes to. That's why they didn't want him to go to the Lakers back in the day.
Yeah, well, he's having fun on the Suns.
Yeah, he is.
And speaking of the Suns, they are 23-11, second best in the entire league. They have won their last 15 of 18 games. They are one of two teams in the top 10, both in offensive and defensive rating.
I love it.
Last team to do it was, I would give you, but you can see it on the screen, the Jazz.
I like your trivia questions, though. You stump me sometimes, Fish.
I try to. And then Nikola Jokic, 50th career triple-double.
Yeah, dad bod God right there.
That is more than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Bill Walton, Shaquille O'Neal, Patrick Ewing, and Tim Duncan combined.
Combined?
Damn.
Combined, yeah.
You know, I guess that makes a lot of sense. The big man game has evolved to where they got to fill more of the stat sheet. It's not just rebounds and points. So, yeah, I guess that makes more sense. More assists for Jokic.
10 assists, though, is a lot for a big man.
It is.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
We have bets today. And earlier, I alluded to this, so I'm going to take it. Cavs. Cavs over the Pacers. And that is actually what I'm going to give my cousin.
Oh, nice. Look at Adam and tell him. Look at Adam straight in the eye and say Cavs are going to win.
Let me try to sound like you.
Yeah.
Cavs are going to win.
Thank God I'm not betting my money on your face.
They're plus 195.
Awesome.
Can't wait for tomorrow. He's about to smack talk you and the Cavs win.
I hope they win. They're probably gonna lose. We have soccer. Manchester United and Crystal Palace. Palace is 669.
All right.
On the plus. Man U will probably win, but just a fun.
I feel like
bet.
just betting on Man U is probably a safe bet all the time.
It is sometimes. There's some toss-ups that come. They actually won money betting against Manchester United back in January.
If you're not a mank, you're a wank. That's all I know about Manchester.
Palace will win, right?
No, he says Manchester. He said you can take Crystal Palace.
Yeah, you can't take them. I don't think they'll win unless you want to.
I think I might take Crystal Palace on that, actually.
Isn't that a restaurant in, like, Warren, Crystal
I don't
Palace?
know. I've never heard of that.
Okay.
All right, cool. That's all. I guess I'll take the Tigers.
Oh,
I'll take
nice.
the Tigers.
Nice.
But spring training is also a crapshoot.
Yep, it is.
Well, I'll take the Tigers. And fun fact, gotta agree with Sean Baligian. I love standing. I kind of have to agree with him. I'm not a big chair fan.
All right. Well, thank you, Fish, for coming on every morning at 9:50 with Fish's Facts and Fish's Bets. It is now time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day. Art, let's hit this real loud.
Now, to present the award,
it is Joey.
It is time.
Dumbass
of the Day.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
And the loser is...
Refs yet again in the NBA have been freaking trash. Just watch this play from yesterday's game. It was seriously, like, look at this. Foul gets called on LeBron, of course. Look what he does with the ball.
What, Booker?
Devin Booker, yep. Passes the ball.
I did hear about
He
this.
gets ejected for that.
Yeah.
For that?
He got ejected for that.
And it wasn't even the guy he threw the ball to.
Watch this again.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what I was
First off,
watching
the foul
the first
was a weak
time.
call, but whatever.
So the baseline ref is the one he throws the ball to.
He does a little bounce pass to him.
Well, it's a hard bounce pass. I mean, it's a
Okay,
little
come
aggressive,
on.
but for him to get tossed out by the other ref, I mean, that's just somebody's in their feelings.
So in their feelings, and I feel like refs have been that way with so many, like you saw the Draymond Green ejection, just so many that I'm just not understanding this year. So that's why I got to award another ref another dumbass of the war today.
Yep, and just in case you're watching refs, nobody shows up to watch you. We want to see the players play. That's kind of what I think some refs miss. So let's hit this guy with the dumbass.
The dumbass.
You dumbass!
There it is. It's now official.
The Suns did end up winning that game. They had Booker's back on that one, beating the Lakers.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Once again, our app is now available in Android, so you can download it for your phone and take us with you anywhere you want to go. For our 3 live shows that are currently on, we got us, of course, the Morning Woodward Show, Baligian and Bell, which is on 11 to 1 p.m., and then our brand new show, which kicked off on Monday with the Red Wing legend, Darren McCarty, Pilar, Maz, and, of course, Art is a part of that crew too. And Fish, you've been in the sound booth for that, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Fish.
You want me to say more? I can say more.
No, I love that. I love your short, perfect answers. Those are perfect answers. So make sure you listen to them today at 3 o'clock. And we're also live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So thank you guys so much for waking up with us every morning. We're going to take a picture with this puppy now, put it up on all of our socials so you guys can name him. So far, we got some votes for Fish. We got D-Mac was one of the votes, and Miggy. Miggy was one of the votes, too. All Detroit names. So I would expect that out of our listeners. Thank you, guys. Have a great morning. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 8 a.m.